Morningstar had an update last week in conjunction with the announcement of the new CEO of Twitter being announced. Let's go ahead and check that out. Morningstar Equity Analyst Report. Report as of 11 May 2023. Tesla Inc. has a 4-star investment rating from Morningstar as of 10 May 2023. Last price was $172.08 per share as of 11 May 2023. That price is a little bit lower as I record this. Fair value estimate, however, from Morningstar is $215 per share as of 4/20. Market cap a little over $500 billion. Morningstar has the economic moat for Tesla as narrow. Mistake. Moat trend does seem to be stable and uncertainty very high for Tesla. Morningstar has capital allocation for Tesla labeled as exemplary, and their ESG risk rating assessment is 3 out of 5 as of 3 May 2023. On screen, you can see the chart for the Tesla stock price versus Morningstar's fair value estimate. Morningstar's fair value estimate is considerably lower than mine, but I do believe this is their base case. For all of Tesla's existence, Morningstar had Tesla being overvalued. Well into 2021, mind you. And then something in 2022 flipped. Tesla fell off a cliff. This fair value estimate from Morningstar is actually pretty high compared to some of the others on Wall Street. Twitter overhang on shares dissipating as Musk names new Twitter CEO. Our outlook for Tesla is unchanged after techno king Elon Musk, who is also chief twit of Twitter, after acquiring the company last year, announced that he hired a new CEO to lead Twitter. Accordingly, we maintain our $215 per share fair value estimate and narrow moat rating for Tesla. For Tesla investors, Musk's purchase of Twitter, followed by him becoming its CEO, has been an overhang on the stock with two key risks. First, Musk sold Tesla shares multiple times last year, with at least some of his proceeds being used to help finance the purchase of Twitter, to help ensure Twitter had enough cash to maintain operations. Selling that many shares of Tesla definitely was a catalyst for the slide of Tesla stock. That many shares flooding the market multiple times last year, the stock definitely took a tumble, much further than it would had he not done that. That I will agree with. But all of the markets were in free fall in 2022, especially late 2022. This just didn't help. Tesla, the company, hasn't done anything but execute wildly on all of their metrics since then. Despite all the headwinds surrounding Tesla, the company, they are persevering, whereas the stock is suffering. You would think that Tesla stock would also persevere in the face of all of these economic headwinds. In March, Musk said Twitter could be break even on cash flow basis in the second quarter of 2023. If Twitter is able to generate positive cash flow, this reduces the risk that Musk would have to sell additional Tesla shares. Second, we think investors worry that Musk being CEO of Twitter would cause him to lose focus on Tesla. I hate repeating myself, but that man has a track record of doing the impossible. He is not any less focused than he is when he's managing both SpaceX, Tesla, and all the other various companies in addition to Twitter. The man is on it. Let him be. Assuming the new CEO starts at Twitter, according to Musk's timeline, this overhang on Tesla stock would be removed. With the Twitter overhang on Tesla somewhat dissipating, we think the market will focus on Tesla's ability to grow volumes and restore profits. Tesla's price cuts helped the company drive record deliveries but weighed on profits, with automotive gross margin falling to 21% in the first quarter from 33% in the first quarter of 2022. We expect Tesla automotive gross profits will remain in the low 20% range in the near term, but forecast a long-term expansion back to the 29% average of the past 2 years by 2030, as Tesla works to implement the cost reduction plans it laid out at its investor day in March. I think Morningstar has the right idea. I'm a little iffy on how these numbers play out. I definitely see automotive gross margins going back up, especially as the pressures for the economic condition that the world is in right now alleviates. And once potential customers find themselves in a more stable economic environment, you're going to see orders increase. I don't want to say that the demand will increase, because the demand, it ain't going nowhere. The ability to purchase the vehicles has, but the demand for their vehicles is still ever present. The orders for the vehicles will become untenable, and then wait times are going to blow out. And when wait times blow out, they're going to have to manage them. How do you manage the wait times? Well, unfortunately, you'll have to raise the price. Whenever a new product comes out, that thing's gonna get blown out. Our truck already has millions of pre-orders. Will everyone keep their reservation? Probably not, but They will definitely be in excess of what they can produce. The buzz initially will carry it through the ramp of production, and once these vehicles are on roads and in work sites, the demand will spur past the initial excitement into the people that didn't even know the Cybertruck existed. I can only imagine what the next generation vehicle is going to be like. As soon as they allow for pre-orders, I recommend getting in line, whether or not you want the Tesla or not, because the pre-orders for that, who knows what the way to look like if the initial starting price for that falls under $30,000. The total addressable market will be massive. For a little context and a little color, we can go back a little bit further and see how Morningstar views Tesla. Business strategy and outlook. Tesla is one of the largest battery electric vehicle automakers in the world. In less than a decade, the company went from a startup to a globally recognized luxury automaker with its Model S and Model X vehicles. The company also competes in the entry-level luxury midsize car and crossover SUV market with the Model 3 and the Model Y vehicles. Tesla also plans to sell new vehicles over the next several years, including a light truck, a semi-truck, a sports car, and an affordable sedan and SUV. Kind of sounds like they're trying to create a category killer in every segment of the auto industry. Odd. Tesla aims to maintain its market leader status as EVs grows from a niche market to reaching mass consumer adoption. We forecast EVs will reach 40% of the global auto sales by 2030. Wrong. As long as they're not talking about new vehicle sales. Including the used auto market, that number still seems a little bit low. But if we're talking about new vehicle sales, that number is extremely low. Like half low. There will not be any purchases of new internal combustion engines by the year 2030. It won't just be Tesla making electric vehicles profitably. There will be other players in the game, but Tesla plans to make 20 million of those vehicles themselves. I guarantee you, if they're making them much cheaper than the comparable internal combustion engine variant, no purchaser in their right mind is going to sidestep a vehicle that is not only safer, but it has more functionality. The performance is top notch. You may have some people that would prefer an internal combustion engine in 2030, but I think the word's gonna be out. By 2027, 2028, nobody's gonna be wanting to buy these things. Imagine the consumer purchasing an internal combustion engine. What is that worth? Resale value on an internal combustion engine will plummet. It will go off a cliff. It's already worth less than when you drove it off the lot. Factor in that nobody's gonna wanna purchase the internal combustion engine from you. You might as well consider that a junk car. If the parts are good, the junk car might net you some positive cash, but think about it. There will be tons of vehicles used for parts when the auto industry collapses in on itself. Without a shadow of a doubt, the conversion to electric vehicles is happening faster than we would like to admit. Bulls say Tesla has the potential to disrupt the automotive and power generation industries with its technologies for EVs, AVs, batteries, and solar generation systems. Tesla will see higher profit margins as it reduces unit production costs over the next several years. Through the combination of its industry-leading technology and unique supercharger network, Tesla offers the best function of any EV on the market, which should result in its maintaining its market leader status as EV adoption increases. I guess I'd be a bull because I agree with every one of those bullet points. Bears say traditional automakers and new entrants are investing heavily in EV development, which will result in Tesla seeing a deceleration in sales growth and being forced to cut prices due to increased competition, eroding profit margins. I guess some of the bears would say that since in 2023, Tesla massively cut prices, and they would probably blame it on the competition. The competition is heating up, so Tesla needs to go into a price war with the likes of the BYDs of the world. And to that I say, sure, delude yourself into thinking that while Tesla sells every vehicle that they make, their margins will still be industry leading. And then once they've solved autonomy, watch the profit margins retroactively soar to the 40% plus range. But of course, the bears don't believe that Tesla has any significant lead in autonomy. Actually, many of them believe that they're dead last. Their approach is wrong-headed, but most of them probably have never been inside of a Tesla vehicle when it switches lanes, or when it makes an unprotected left turn, or when it does things that protect all the occupants in the vehicle when the driver would have otherwise gotten into an accident. Passing driving to artificial intelligence is inevitable, and Tesla is the only one pursuing a generalized solution. Tesla's reliance on batteries made in China for its lower price Model 3 vehicle will hurt sales, as these autos will not qualify US subsidies. I for one find this point rather moot. I don't think the consumer is going to care whether or not the Model 3 qualifies for the tax credit or not. It is still cheaper than the internal combustion equivalent, and there is no other electric vehicle on the market that comes close to its functionality, performance, and dare I say style. They could probably put a higher price tag on the Model 3 and increase their profit margin and selling them to only those that can afford them, but that is not in line with Tesla's mission. They want to open up the total addressable market. I think the cat's out of the bag. And last but not least, solar panel and battery prices will decline faster than Tesla can reduce costs, resulting in little to no profit for the energy generation and storage business. Well, I guess no one told the bears that Tesla is producing their own batteries. Shout out to the Megapack being distributed worldwide. Well, that's it for today. We get an insight on how Morningstar views Tesla. We got to hear what the bulls say. We got to hear what the bears say. Be easy. Peace.